Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
You're listening to TFG Football.
Hello everyone. Well, today we woke up with sad news. Former national player, I think the name goes by Chiranjit?
Sibaji Bandyopadhyay.
Okay, he was a goalkeeper, right?
One of the reasons I became a goalkeeper, of course, not became a goalkeeper, I started goalkeeping. The guy is a club legend at Mohun Bagan and also a national team legend. Has served the national team for more than a decade, and he holds some very unique records in Indian football. One of the most famous games in the history of Mohun Bagan is when they played New York Cosmos in a friendly at Eden Gardens. That was when Pele was playing over there. So Sibaji Bandyopadhyay was the goalkeeper. Okay, and he did not let Pele score. Okay, there is this brilliant picture, I think, was taken by the photojournalist from Anand Bajar Putrika, where he's diving headlong into the foot of Pele and collecting the ball from his foot inside the penalty box. It's considered to be one of the iconic moments of Indian football ever. So that was there. Later, I think 1978, that was the IFA Shield final. So there was this club, I forget the name, from Soviet Union that was playing, and fearsome club. Okay, came to IFA Shield, considered one of the most tough IFA Shields ever. So the final was a 2-2 draw again, and Mohun Bagan and that club were announced joint winners, and that is also considered one of the best games in the club's history. And it all goes down to him. He used to be a penalty shootout specialist. Okay, and there are very few penalty shootouts very lost. Okay, and that was very useful in the early 80s, because that's when they implemented the penalty shootout in Federation Cup. Before that, it used to be like if there's a draw in Federation Cup, you do a replay. If there's another draw, you do a replay. So people sometimes used to play like 3-4 legs of semi-finals. So absolute legend, very meticulous player. Has played under some of the best coaches India has ever seen, and is probably the best goalkeeper ever from India. The best. My bad fortune, I did not get to see much of him. He played mostly before I was born, and of course I just got to see some clips, but his stories are told everywhere. Okay, anybody who follows football has known about him for a long time. I saw him first, I think, on the 29th July March of 2014, and he was giving a speech. He was reminiscing about his playing times. Then I really saw him up close in 2015. Okay, he was a member of the club's technical committee. He was there in Kantirawa Stadium, and we won the league. And he ran into the field to celebrate later on in the hotel as well, celebrating everywhere. As I started frequenting the club, I used to always see him. There used to be that corner in the field. There would be 3-4 chairs, and these big club personalities would sit there, and they would always be looking at the team practice or discussing transfers or whatever. I was so scared, I couldn't even go near them. I'm not supposed to overhear what they're saying and all that stuff. It was something of a surreal moment to just see that living legend just there all the time. And I can't even imagine now when I go to Mohun Bagan ground next time that I won't see him there. So it's a big shock to everybody. The body will be brought to the club, I think, later on in the afternoon, and the club's flag is flying at half-mast from the morning. He will be paid respect to by whoever visits, and it's unbelievable that he's not with us anymore.
Yeah, a loss is definitely a loss, and when it happens close to your favorite sport that you follow. It's even more, though there was nothing personal, but it's always a feeling that
you
it was a
always
personal.
it feels personal because this is somebody you've been hearing about since you were like 2 years old. Like he's probably like after Chilawat, he was probably the goalkeeper I was told stories about. So
a genuine household name, right? It's like one of your family members have passed away. Well, all our prayers and thoughts to the family and all the fans who will be mourning. Well, let's move on ahead. As we always say, we did say even when the Soumya lost, when you're talking about him, that the show must go on, right? And we review the weekend matches that took place. There were 4 matches, both on Saturday and Sunday. Total 4 matches. And what do we say? Saturday was kind of okay, but Mohun Bagan did well. They got back to winning ways, 3-1 victory against DSK. But on Sunday, we saw some explosives from unexpected teams, that is Churchill and Minerva. 5-4 victory for Minerva. Seriously? What the hell? I mean, we'll come to that. Even Shillong had a great win, which we expected. But we'll come to that. Let's talk about Mohun Bagan and DSK. A 3-1 victory, a convincing win there after being down 1 goal. DSK just lost it, I guess, when Mohun Bagan equalized.
Not really. I mean, they were tight throughout. Okay, first they started actually as the better team.
Yeah.
First 10-15 minutes, good movements.
And they deserved to be in the lead when they got the first goal.
Yeah, definitely. But it was again a case of individual brilliance shining through. DSK were a better unit. They were keeping themselves together. But Pritam Kotal, those overlappings he was doing throughout the game always seemed lethal. And towards the end of the first half, it happened. That cross came in. Balwant Singh made the finish. Obviously, he's looking much better than last couple of seasons.
Great story from Balwant Singh to say, right? A great comeback from...
Yeah, and then it just sort of killed the game right there. 2 minutes, 2 goals.
Yeah.
In the same fashion. Could have been a third goal for Balwant again with Pritam Kotal sending that cross. But he could not finish that one. But brilliant game. Even in the second half, DSK were fighting very hard. Yeah, and this way it could have been 2-2 at any time.
The third goal went to Katsumi, right?
Yeah, again, bit of an ugly scene there. Daryl Duffy wanted that penalty shot.
Okay.
He was like, Katsumi was like, no, I'm taking it. He was like, oh, okay. 3-1. The scoreline doesn't do justice to how tight the game was. DSK put up a good fight. But I'm happy. We're back on winning ways, and for now we are exactly where East Bengal is. So let's see how they do today.
The other game, a dead match, Mumbai versus Bengaluru, just like Chiranjeev would want to say, a mid-table clash. Well, it was like that. There were chances, nobody could finish it. They played dead. Individual performance, nothing much to talk about. Mumbai versus BFC. What do we talk about this game?
Good, no. I mean, it was good to see Mumbai FC show up with so much spirit.
Yeah.
Because after such downtime, they would look like 6 defeats and 1 draw. Still, it's like you can just pick out these particular individual performances. Like Farooq was doing well. Yeah, and the midfield didn't seem to give Bengaluru much space.
Yeah.
And that's where they were always coming to a stop. They were using Udanta to make those runs and find some crosses. But the moment the ball came near the near the penalty box or just outside it towards the middle, that's where Bengaluru seemed to be running out of space.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it may have been a particular strategy to crowd that area and throw them out. But and they even came close, I think.
Yeah.
Alex doing pretty well. Seems like Mumbai FC the game has gone like 3-4 levels up since the foreigners came in, right?
If you compare Mumbai's performance in the last game, this was a poor show.
Yeah, the game against Mumbai was their best.
They were quite better in that game, creating chances, able to hold the ball well, possession with them for a longer time. This game was mostly Bengaluru not taking the chances. And at the end of the game, when we had the press conference, you could see Roka all agitated that what else should we do? We've done everything but score the goal. So he even blamed luck on the goal line clearance that Sharad did. That's not luck.
That's not luck. That's being there.
Brilliance from the defender, using his presence of mind to be there.
Exactly. You can't call it luck.
And Sunil Chetri missed an open goal. He did not talk about that.
Yeah.
That's you don't expect from the quality of players
and
that
the way he's been playing, because he's the man who's been stepping up. Yeah.
So for me, it was a poor show from Bengaluru, not taking the chances. Mumbai was not there. One question I put up to Kashyap after the post match was, why was there no left wing coming into play? There were all crosses that were coming in from the right side. Thoy Singh and Timothy was in the other wing.
Yeah.
So he did not make the overlaps, and there was this predictability beginning to show about Mumbai. Thoy Singh crosses after crosses. Nobody is in the box. That fear is there that they might be get hit on the counter attack. For that reason, they did not throw up too many numbers forward. But you do the same thing again and again. It's not giving any results. Change. You've seen one low cross from Thoy Singh created a havoc in the defense of Bengaluru. That should have been coming more often. For me, it was more Mumbai not being there and Bengaluru not taking their chances.
But maybe Kashyap is justified in going for 1 point in a game like this. Maybe he is.
If this was the first half, I would still agree. This is the second half, and they are still way behind the top three. And he's still insisting that he's finishing in the top three.
That is posturing. There is no way Mumbai FC is coming anywhere near the top three.
Not at least by such a performance. At least against Mohun Bagan's performance, you could have still said, okay, we are doing well.
Yeah, but I think this works because they play Churchill or whenever Punjab get 3 points out of them, and suddenly their position in the table looks a lot better. So in that way, getting a 1 point out of this game is a diplomatic step. And I don't know why Santosh Kashyap of course came in with that aura about him. I'm gonna play attacking football, I'm gonna get wins and everything, but he's not there in that position to get wins. Against big teams. The new players have come in and are pretty good, but they're not yet settled with the team.
Even there was this under-16 Mumbai FC coach who was sitting next to us in the stands. So I mentioned to him about the left wing really not coming into play. He said there's no use of the left wing coming into play unless Mumbai is able to hold the ball well.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think one thing that I noticed was there is a bit of lack of communication when the ball is with the keeper. Okay, we've seen. Okay, it's not a big ground where you yell and you can't hear. You can clearly hear what when a player is calling out for the ball. So, if Katimani is standing here and from the left, from the right, a player is calling out to him, give me the ball, because that's the best way. I mean, he was doing good runs up there because Thoy was right up there, so he could take the ball, probably do something and get there. But your start should be good. We've seen that if a goalkeeper gets the ball. I mean, I don't want to draw comparison, but last night I saw the match United's game, FA Cup, and it was a clear, smooth goal when Rashford scored. It was a very good throw from Romero, I guess, to Mkhitaryan, and then he shoots to Rashford and he takes it in. So it's very important, not just the midfielders or the forwards to create set pieces, but when a goalkeeper has the ball, it's very important. He can't just shoot just because he has to. Okay, he needs to see where his player is. Now, if your player from here is calling you out to give him the ball, you very well give it. I think that needs to be worked out. I think I noticed, I was observing that, because every time with the fans stand, every time the ball went to the keeper, they were like, dude, that's
a indication of a goal nahi khane ka strategy.
Yeah, but then still,
that was the first and foremost thing to do. Just get the ball away from your half.
Yeah, because most of his shots fell to a BFC player. How does it even make sense? It's coming back to you again. So I think there's still a lot to be rectified from Mumbai FC.
Maybe Katimani does not trust his own defenders to get the ball
that's
out through that midfield.
That's the coach's lookout then later on, because he needs to put that trust in them, make them play, make them do that. Why is a coach like him there? He's experienced, right? He comes with a lot of stuff, so he's done a lot of stuff. That's what he claims. So he better do that on field as well. Now, that's all we can talk about because it was a dead game. There was no goal scored. Now, making up for the 9th round 1-1 draws, 0-0 draws. I think Sunday's game was more of that. Making up for the goals not being scored by many various teams. As I said in the start, Minerva won 5-4 against Churchill. Shillong won 4-1 against Chennai. We'll talk about Shillong later because we expected that to happen, but we never expected this to happen in between Churchill and Minerva. We were expecting again a goalless draw and then blah game, dead match between the two. But 9 minutes there were already 2 goals scored by both the teams, and then 15 there were another 2 goals scored in. And then half time they were like, how what were they, 3-all at the half time? Somebody was leading, I think, something like that. Yeah, and then they come up to score. Like, what was that? A video game? I mean,
it was more like a ping pong game that was happening. There's just balls being hit anywhere on the field, and then all of a sudden the ball is in the center, just outside the box, and somebody just taps it in. Not real gameplay that got everybody excited. Firstly, the stream was down. The official website did not show anything apart from that stupid message that was being shown on the website. So the stream was up late, and by the time it was live, you already had 2 goals. It was 10 minutes in the game, and both the teams had already scored. So not real good quality game to be on a Sunday evening.
Yeah, I mean,
goals are there,
yes, there are goals, but then you can't just go like these. It just shows how poor both the defense are, or they just lack defenders.
The only thing that I loved about in the game was Brandon again.
Yeah.
Oh, he scored that free kick. Superb. You just have to watch him every time he's on that ball and on free kick. He's just getting the knack of scoring those in that area. He's getting better and better.
What do you have to say? 5-4 scoreline between Churchill and Minerva.
They went all out. Both went all out. I think the new coach, there have been some change in management in both teams recently.
Yeah.
So I think both just went in saying
Derek Pereira coming to... Was he there?
Yeah, he was there.
His first game,
and
right?
Alfred was...
Alfred. This was Alfred. Yeah, Alfred's last game on the bench, I think.
Okay, so that's the case.
So,
He was there. I thought he's moved from a head coach to assistant coach.
I'm not very sure what his denomination is right now, but apparently, because the pre-match press conference, he was like, I want one last blast or something. So that's what he got. So 5-4.
But still, they were on the losing side.
Yeah. Felt a lot of good that does to the club. But these are not the teams that are going to give you the best game of the season. So either it's going to be a lackluster 0-0 draw, or they're going to just go carpe diem and you'll have a goal fest like this, which is not going to be pretty to look at. But yeah, it's better than a 0-0 draw.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So that's what happened, and they both went in knowing that if you're gonna go for 3 points, this is our chance, because everybody else is kicking our ass. So that's what they did, and MPFC just got a little bit more lucky and came out with the 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, there was something at least to write and talk about, right? we spoke so much, as I would have just skipped over and then gone for the next match.
The scorers were really kept on their toes. Every now and then they think, let me take a break. Okay, there's another goal going.
Yeah. So, the final match that took place was between Shillong and Chennai City. It was in Chennai, and they lost. No surprises there. Shillong was a better team.
No, see, again, Chennai was, as I mentioned earlier, they are a first half team.
Okay.
They started off so well, crosses after crosses, corners, back-to-back pressure on the away side. Shillong were not there in those 15 minutes that they played. So it really looked like, again, a Chennai that will just go and score that one goal and probably do that for the entire game.
No, but they did score the goal. After Shillong scored 4 goals, they did score.
The 15 minutes were the best that they played. After that, Shillong, after soaking in the pressure, they stepped up their game, and then a very critical moment in the game was a the first half substitution by Shillong. Fabio is brought in for Redeem. I don't know if that was a tactical substitution. If it was, lot of respect for that coach.
Amazing stuff, no?
Because once Fabio came in, that's when they started holding the ball in the midfield.
Yeah, he
and
got the
he
first
was
goal,
being
right?
targeted. Yeah, he got in the first goal. That made the difference. Till then, it was all Chennai. And Chennai were moving very well. It's not that Minerva, Churchill, that type of game. They were putting those quality crosses. Charles was really good in that centre box. And after that, it was no stopping them. One goal just before halftime that gave them the confidence. Second half, they were just all over.
Yeah.
Isaac, is he playing for the national team?
He should very soon.
If he's not, then why is he not?
He's always in the squad,
camp, right? He's there in the camp, yeah.
But he has not got his
He is
debut.
Constantine is looking at these players.
Outstanding. You just watch him play yesterday. You need that guy in the national team. If he's not there, it's a shame. And along with that,
I hope you're listening.
along with that, you have Utah giving his all. Dipanda got the hero of the match for no reason at all. He was not there anywhere close to the goal.
He scored the fourth goal.
Yeah, he scored the fourth
I
goal.
give you.
I don't understand why he was given. There was Isaac, there was Fabio, and there was Keith, the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Excellent. I don't know, somehow Dipanda, just because he scored, he's expected to score, he's been given that hero of the match award. But apart from that, all credit to the way they've got the away victory.
Yeah.
It was long pending for them and deserving victory for them.
Yeah, I think, Chiranjeev, we need to check this date out between Shillong and Mumbai. Mumbai has to play, no, in Mumbai?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we really need to look at the date and keep it ready for Kevin to meet Mumbai people. It's high time we do it, okay? We do it. Now, moving on. Today's match, we have a match today at 2 o'clock. Aizawl versus East Bengal. This is going to be interesting, especially for Chiranjeev. We'll be looking closely at this match because, Mohun Bagan are up there.
Come on, Aizawl! Come on, Khalid Jamil.
He's going to support Aizawl. Even if they play dirty and they get lucky in one goal, he'll be like, wow, what a goal. Because still now he's like, hey, he look lucky. They will drop point. Today he'll be supporting Aizawl. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, their home record sort of is a big confidence booster for me.
Yeah.
And East Bengal, you can't even, if they go and play against some team in Japan right now, you would still not discount them, the kind of form they're in. But the last 3 games, the way things have gone, should ring some alarm bells. Because the dip I talked about, that Mohun Bagan went through for a while, that seems to be slowly oncoming to East Bengal. If they're not careful enough, they will get into that. And it was a bit apparent when they were facing Shillong Lajong. A team with good discipline in the midfield can really catch them. Okay, Mohun Bagan in that sense is way behind. Their midfield is like probably the 6th best in the league or something. Yet that was a 0-0 draw. Then Shillong Lajong went up and they held them. Now you're gonna go out to play in Aizawl. Playing away in the Northeast has always been kind of a tough job for all I-League clubs, especially the Kolkatan teams. So here we have Khalid Jamil, who when he was in Mumbai FC used to grind out those draws, and now he's got a better team. He's got somebody like Amna, who's a great playmaker, and he's got a team which plays well at home like Aizawl FC. And here you have East Bengal again, Trevor Morgan at the top of his game tactically, but his team is not delivering that much. Like Christopher Payne, I heard there was some problem in the dressing room afterwards.
He was poor in the first game.
Yeah, but again, it was his first game. But just look, it tells me that there is a lack of long-term thinking when you bring in a player like Ildar Amirov and he plays for 69 minutes, and then you say, okay, he's not good enough, and you send him away, and you bring him, bring in a new Australian striker who you see for one game, and then there are like reports of discord in the dressing room. So they are under pressure. They're top of the table after a very long time. They haven't won the league for 14 years, and everybody is looking forward to this, and they know the price if they mess this one up. So the pressure seems to be slowly getting to them, and not winning the derby was a big moment for them, because this was supposed to be their game. Mohun Bagan sort of off balance, East Bengal the best form they've had in years, and this was in Siliguri, which is East Bengal's bastion, and not getting 3 points out of that is a buzzkill. So, and now they have a few games without wins. So.
Yeah. Kevin, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, top of the table encounter, already pressure on East Bengal because Mohun Bagan are equal on points now. And this really is on Azol now. If they are to put any more pressure on the top two, this is their time. You're playing one of the top the leaders of the current leaders of the table, and if you can get a win against them, you really close in that gap.
Yeah.
Because they are the closest whom we feel, according to form and performances, that they can give a run for their money.
Yeah, and having to play on the home ground is like icing on the cake, or cherry on the cake, as we say. So, well, let's hope for a great match. We're not picking winners as of now. Let's see. Essentially, one says all to win, so that's not picking a team, predicting a team's win. Now, moving on, that's all for today, folks, and hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to listen to us more, and if you're listening to us on YouTube, all you have to do is like, share, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon so you get updates on our new episode. You can also listen to our podcast on Audio Boom, SoundCloud, iTunes, etc. Have a great day, enjoy the match, come back to us. Cheers.
Hey man, just help me out, man. I need some podcast, man. I haven't had a fix in a week. Just need some.
Don't you worry about it. I got podcast galore for you, man. Just go to ivmpodcast.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Thanks, man. I'm gonna check it out.